Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Colleen. How are you?
I'm good. How was your vacation?
Oh, it was so much fun. We it's kind of crazy because my son is 5. My oldest son is 5, and he's in daycare and has a really close daycare friend, and we're close with her parents, and they invited us to their Tahoe house, Lake
Nice.
Tahoe house for the
That's
week. It's like
amazing.
it's like her mom's dad's,
Yeah.
stepmom, like thousand connections later. So we were on the water pretty much
Wow.
at Lake Tahoe on the Nevada side for an entire week. And it was great. Like the my 5-year-old stayed up until 9:30 one night and watched fireworks for the first time and then slept
Aw.
until 10 a.m., the next
Yeah.
day. Uh my youngest, the 2-year-old, he met a dog for the first time. Like they have like a 1.5-year-old puppy, and they were just together the entire time, just following him
Aw.
around, feeding each other scraps, and went in the lake, did some swimming. I don't think we left the like complex the entire week. It's like behind like a gated community type thing. I don't think we left the entire week. We were just at the park, at the lake, in the house. It was really fun. It was a good time.
That's amazing. I love Lake Tahoe.
Yeah. I had never been, and we were there for 4th of July,
Hmm.
and there was a 4th of July party like run by the complex, and
Okay.
wow, I have never felt so out of my element. There's like cuz like a lot of people there are very rich,
Hmm.
and it is very obvious. Like there was a parade, and the parade is everyone's golf cart. So we rode in, the golf cart of our house, the house that we stayed in, and it was all decorated, and the kids are in the back, and they're throwing candy, and someone's walking around with Jello shots. Like it
That's
was an
amazing.
experience, let me tell you. And everyone's got their red, white, and blue on. Just felt very, very different than like being in Portland, Oregon, for
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah.
Um, but no, we had a really good time, and the kids had a great time. And yeah, our first overnight road trip, because
Oh,
it's a
you
10-hour.
drove.
We drove. It's a 10-hour
Wow.
drive.
Hmm.
So we stopped halfway at a hotel with a pool,
Smart.
which is
Yeah.
apparently like the best young children life hack ever.
Yes.
Stopped at a hotel with a pool and free breakfast, and yeah, we were there for like 12 hours or something. Got up and hit the road again.
Yep.
Lots of candy, lots of chips, and we had a good time. We had a good time.
Awesome. Glad to hear it.
Yeah. How about you? How was your 4th? You didn't take any time off outside of Friday, right?
No, it was
You're working.
great. 4th of July is like our Super Bowl. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's like a whole thing. It's a huge deal here
Yeah.
where I live. Let's see. So we have a community parade, which is it's like super long. It's like 2 hours. It's this 2 hour
Wow.
parade. So my poor husband got up at 4 a.m. to stake
Oh
out
my
our
God.
spot at the
Mm,
parade. Now you can
nice.
leave your stuff there so you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to sit there. So you can basically stake out your spot and leave.
Mm-hmm.
And then we run a race. We do the Crown City Classic, which is a 5K here on the island. So the whole family did our 4th of July race. Then we go to the parade. Then we watch Independence Day, obviously.
Great. Love it.
And then we have a big party at our house. And then we go see the fireworks.
Wow. It's a full day.
Yes, it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's great.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
sounds like fun. How was the race? Everyone
It was
finish?
good. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. I mean, my daughter and I walk it. She's not much of a
Mm-hmm.
runner. She's not really interested in running. So we just
Mm-hmm.
walk it. But
That's
it's fun.
better. You have to
Yeah.
walk and enjoy. Was it like 100 degrees, or was it at least cool?
No, it's perfect. I live in San Diego by the coast. It's 75 degrees every day.
Mm, so jealous.
I'm sorry for your 100 degrees.
I'm so jealous.
Actually, it has been crazy because, my whole family's on the East Coast and they
Yeah.
were like in
Oh yeah.
the crazy heat dome. I don't know if you heard about
Yeah.
DC and like the thunderstorms and everyone had to leave the mall and it was like serious drama over there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
My
so
my
no.
family and my wife's family is up from in like New York City area. So they had like a bunch
Oh,
of power outages and everything, and of course
mhm.
the Taylor Swift wedding and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
that's right. That's right.
it was quite the weekend for them as well.
Yeah.
Outside of when before you took off, what were you working on last week?
Well, Joe, I have been on my journey of self-discovery.
Yes, you
Would you
have.
like to
Yes, you
hear about
have.
my journey of
Tell me
self-discovery?
everything. Tell me everything.
I mean, we don't have time, but I'll do my best.
Give me the 35-minute version.
Okay, so here are a few things that I think are true.
Mm-hmm.
Is I am someone who always strives for excellence, and I want to be like the best in the world at what I do, because that's how you achieve outsized returns, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to be the best in the world at what I do. And something I have struggled to identify well in myself are, what are my strengths? I can tell you my weaknesses, but like, what am I uniquely good at? So I've really been trying to kind of figure that out. Like, what am I uniquely good at, and what is the right kind of career slash consulting path slash whatever to take advantage of my natural strengths? Because I think what I try to do a lot is I try to shore up my weaknesses, and that always leads to, like, I'll post on LinkedIn every day for like 60 days. Everyone will be like, "Oh my gosh, you're doing so great at LinkedIn. I see you all the time." And then I'll be like, over it. Like, I just can't do it because I hate writing.
Yeah.
We've discussed this. I hate
Mm-hmm.
posting on LinkedIn. Um, so anyway, I've just like really been trying to figure that out. Is what am I really, really good at? What could I be the best at the world at? And what are my things that I already love to do so I can double down on those things?
So raising the ceiling instead of raising the floor, which
Right,
is what you're more
exactly. The
likely to
focus
do.
is, yes, that's the best way to say it. Double down on don't worry about your weaknesses, let those
Mm-hmm.
be. Double down on your strengths. Because
Yeah.
if I focus a lot on my weaknesses, I can bring that to a maybe above average level, which is what I've done. But the above average is not going to cut it, right? Like, it's
Right.
not good enough. I need to be top tier, and so the way you get top tier is doubling down on what you're already naturally very good at.
And have you figured out what those are for you?
Well, not exactly. I'm working on it though.
Yeah. You've
I
identified the problem.
I've identified the problem. Step one,
Yeah.
identify the problem. So I did. Have you heard of Clifton Strengths Finder? Clifton Strengths Finder is a big thing in corporate industry, and it's one of those like 200 multiple choice questions, and they give you a breakdown of your top 10 strengths.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that. You had to pay for it, which was kind of
Of
unfortunate,
course.
but whatever. It
Yeah.
was like $40.
Mm-hmm.
I did that. I don't think I learned anything new about myself. Like, I think I already knew these things.
Yeah.
Some of
Yeah.
them felt very, very spot on,
Mm.
but like my general strengths are like tenacity, hard work, an ability to, persevere. I'm good with relationships. I'm good with um, finding solutions to problems. I like really focused work. So
Mm-hmm.
none of that is new to me, but I'm just kind of trying to figure out, how do I take all of these things and put them into like more of a business context?
Right. So you've kind of identified the corporate strengths, corporate labeled strengths almost, uh, but haven't figured out a way to make them feel right for you.
Well, okay, so here's something I feel like I have learned, which
Uh-huh.
may sound obvious,
Uh-huh.
but to me was not obvious. Is, I think, let's take this in the context of startups.
Uh-huh.
So my whole career, I have only ever wanted a startup. I
Yeah.
did not care about anything else. Like, I didn't care about the idea. Didn't matter. I was like, I am an operator. I'm an executor. I just want a startup. I just want something I can really, really dig my teeth into.
Uh-huh.
And although that's true, I think what I have finally come to admit about myself is that I'm a very energy and passion driven person. And so I do care about the idea. Like, that
Interesting.
does matter. I've done
Yeah.
like several startups now where I just didn't care about the idea, and I was like, it's
Uh-huh.
fine. My like I said, my natural tenacity will push us up this hill.
Yeah.
And what I have learned doing startups is a good startup is a 10+ year endeavor.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
if I'm going to spend 10+ years on something, you have to have something else that is driving you. And I think one of the other things I'm really good at is, if we're at a conference and we meet at a conference and you start telling me your startup idea and you are enthusiastic about it, I'm really good at reflecting that enthusiasm back to you,
Right.
like getting you more excited about your own thing. And so I
Uh-huh.
need to take that skill and like apply it to myself And I think that means that I
Mm,
have to actually care about whatever the startup idea is.
yeah. That's interesting because a few weeks ago, you almost said the exact opposite.
Did I?
Like you had come to the realization a few weeks ago that you don't care about the product, essentially.
I
You
remember.
don't care about
Yes.
the
Yes.
mission or whatever. You only care about being, I think we even used the term, like, the businesswoman, like,
Mhm.
growing the business. Um, so what changed there?
So when I was telling you that, I think
Mhm,
that's still true in that that's like a second piece. The second piece of this is I'm more interested now in how to grow a business than developer stuff. But
mhm.
that when I was saying that, I was thinking about like other people's businesses.
Got it. So
That's the
that was more
difference.
of your, like, consulting, advisory.
Yes.
You're talking now about your own startup, like, your
Right.
CEO type approach.
Right.
You need to be passionate about the actual problem.
That's what I think. Yeah. Like I think the two things are one, I want to run businesses, right?
Mhm,
Instead of like I'm interested in growth, I'm interested in business. I'm more interested in that than I am or that I was previously in like developer, like really, really hardcore developer stuff. But
mhm.
also, yeah, this would be like my own business. Like
Right.
I couch this by saying the next business I start, it has to be something like bigger, something I actually care about, I'm actually interested in.
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense, like, especially if you're looking at it as a long-term thing, more than a couple years. I don't know how someone could stay focused if they're not super excited about the problem or the problem that you're like, what you're solving. And, I know that applies to me too, like, I've never started a business that I wasn't super passionate about,
Hmm.
and the ones that I have let go, it's like maybe I am seeing some traction, but it's really because I've moved on from the problem or
Yeah.
the space. And, like, that I mean, that's just how my brain works. So I'm not excited about it. It's very hard for me to do anything,
Yeah.
which is why I've been independent for so long.
Hmm.
But yeah, to hear you differentiating those 2 makes a lot of sense for, like, what you're trying to do right now. You start a business, it's your own, you gotta love it. If it's someone else's, they're paying you to grow the business, and you can focus
Right.
on that, and you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about what they're doing under the hood.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was one of my reflections last week while I
Cool.
was
Yeah.
reflecting.
Have you given the strength finder results to Claude and been like,
I did just this
"Yeah,
morning to
okay."
see what it said.
Yeah.
I had it
What
make
was
me
the
a how to work with Colleen document.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Okay. So, like, that
Communication. Here, wait,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to read you one.
Yeah, yeah.
Communication. How to communicate with Colleen. Get to the point. She likes concise, concrete discussions.
Love it. No small talk with Colleen. Oh, that's funny.
um, this one is good. I mean, of course, it's Claude. It's going to make you feel good about yourself. But this one
Uh,
is hidden superpower. Can
hmm.
learn a new domain incredibly fast and turn ambiguity into execution. I think that's true.
That lines up
Um,
with also what you just said, and, in a good way, like a congruent skill of,
yeah.
even if you are not familiar with the business, you'll be able to pick up the domain quickly
That's
and
probably
help.
why also yeah, probably why I make a good consultant, right?
Yeah, yeah, you can bounce around and pick things up quickly.
Yeah. Um anyway, I just did this so I haven't had time to like really,
Yeah.
deep think about it. Like I said, nothing is like super it's everything I would have expected. Like I'm good at
Mhm.
relationships, I'm good at focus, I'm good at achievement, But it is kind of fun to like read into the details and be like, "Oh, I do this," or "Oh, that is a
Yeah,
blind spot for me."
yeah.
Um yeah, so that was step 1 in my deep thoughts.
What's step 2?
Um, Step 2 in my deep
Yeah.
thoughts, I feel like this is a big one.
Okay.
I decide okay, so one of my other deep thoughts or one of my things
Mhm.
that I realized is I think one of my superpowers is if I can see the end state, I
Uh-huh.
can get there 100% of the time. Like
Okay.
everything I have done in my life and my career, I have seen someone doing the thing I want to do, or I have seen the thing, or I have a vision, a very clear, like vision. People use the word vision a lot, a very clear vision of what I'm trying to achieve. And that's how I get to the end state.
Mhm.
Um, and so that goes back to then like a startup idea. I think I need to be passionate about it. I also need to have a very clear vision. I can't really like adopt someone else's vision.
Mm. Okay.
And So what I realize as I'm going through this exercise, trying to figure things out, is I don't want to build an agency.
Yeah. You already knew that.
I know, but I didn't say it out loud, Joe.
You pretended like you wanted to
I
a few weeks
pretended
ago, and
like
you're
I
like, I'm going
wanted
to
to.
hire people, and they're going to do the work, and I'm going to do the sit. And I'm like, oh, you're not
You're
building
like
an agency.
lies.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
I mean, that leans into, that leans into what you said. Like, at that point, the business is the managing of the employees,
Mm-hmm.
and that is not what you want. Like, that's not
Yeah,
something that you're passionate about or that you
right.
want to be the best in the world at.
Yeah.
I think you do still need to be implementing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was more of a, okay, what I'm doing now, how to make it scale so I make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And that was hire more
Yes.
people,
That was hire more
um,
people, grow it into an agency.
join into agency, which doesn't maybe aligns with the end goal of like making more money, but it wasn't the right path for you.
I agree. And I think it's because okay, so first of all, I'm incredibly confident I could grow an agency to $1 million in 5 years. Like I am incredibly confident I could do that. But there's a big asterisk here. But
Mhm,
um, I don't want to.
mhm,
And if you think of like the practical logistics of that, then I would just be 5 years older and
mhm.
still wouldn't have moved into the direction I want to move in, which is pursuing things I'm passionate about, hopefully to come up with a startup idea, hopefully to have my own startup someday.
Yeah. And also,
Um,
like $1 million is a lot of money, but for an agency,
it's not.
it's not. Like even
That's the
if you're
thing.
splitting that with 3 people,
Yeah.
like okay, 300K ish before taxes is not life changing
Right.
the way that like in 5 years, like
Right.
the way you're talking about it. So, yeah, I hear you there.
Yeah. That was kind of like my big thing is I was like, exactly what you said. Like I could do that, but then all
Mhm.
I'm doing is managing people, like
Mhm.
which we just discussed is not really where my passion lies.
Mhm.
And I'm making a lot of money, but not like life-changing money. And you have all the
Yeah.
stress of running your own business and it's not a product business, it's a services business. So you have all the overhead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just nothing about it was like, and yeah, maybe you could sell it for 2 million, but again,
Yeah.
it's not that much. It's not like you're going to sell it for 30 million.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, I realized if I keep going down this path of trying to build
Mhm.
this agency in 5 years, I think I will be successful because I can see the path, but I'm not any closer to my real goals, right? I would not
Right.
be any closer. I'd be making maybe a little more than I make as an independent consultant,
Yeah.
but not measurably. I'm still working all the time, like, and I'm not any
Mhm.
closer to pursuing this path of greatness. This path of greatness I'm working on.
The only way that would actually work is if you set up an agency that runs itself, essentially,
Yeah,
where you're
yeah,
working an hour or two a day closing deals and doing sales, and like all the implementation and delivery is done by your employees. And then, sure. And then it's like, okay, now you have the time to explore what you really want to do. But
yeah,
why not just start there?
yeah, exactly. So those are my big deep thoughts.
I like it. Yeah.
Thank
Not
you.
surprising, as you said, but
Yeah,
also good to get on paper and say out loud.
yeah, it's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Nice.
Yeah. So let me see if there was anything else. No. So, how about you? What's going on with your stuff?
Yeah. So it was kind of offline last week. Had some here and there's that I had to figure out, but this week I am heads down on preparing for RubyConf, which
RubyConf,
is
yay!
in Vegas next week. I am doing 3 different sessions, which is
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
really realize
I didn't know
until
that.
now.
Did I know that? I don't think I knew that.
I don't think I knew that. They all just kind of slowly piled on. I'm
Okay.
doing a community hack day on Wednesday for Ruby
Okay.
Native. I'm one of the finalists in the Ruby Runway startup pitch
That's cool.
competition.
Yeah.
And then I'm also hosting like, more of an official speaker style workshop for Ruby Native. So I'm like on from 10 a.m. to I think 4 p.m. on Wednesday. I have like
Wow.
I'm doing
Wow.
something during that whole time,
Yeah.
which is great. Like for me, I mean, I wish
Mhm.
it was a little bit earlier in the day, like you were saying, where that's where your energy is.
Yeah.
But I'll be able to just talk about Ruby Native for 5-6 hours and help people work on projects and see, iron out all the kinks. And I'm very, very excited to be like in a room with people that are also excited about this kind of stuff. I'm excited to give the workshop. I'm very curious how the Ruby Runway will go. Uh, it's it was pitched as like a startup built on Ruby pitch competition to look for very tiny funding, like low 5-figure funding, and it was a grant, right? Well, they've scrapped all the money, and now it's really
Oh.
just like getting in front of a room of seasoned Ruby startup, veterans.
Mhm.
Uh, so I'm trying to take advantage of that and putting out all of the like, okay, I have questions. Help me figure out like the business side of this,
Mhm.
and seeing what people will say that isn't, you or Claude and folks that I like know all the context. It's like
Yeah.
someone who's heard about Ruby Native for 30 minutes. Why aren't they buying? That kind of
Mhm.
stuff. Like what's confusing about it? So I'm excited to figure that out. I'm excited to lean into that. And I think that I'm hoping that the workshop is going to be a really good bump in just like awareness for Ruby Native. Like, I
Yes.
don't think it'll lead directly to sales, but if I have 15 people in the room and they're all signing up for a free account to get their website on their phone, and they're going back to their boss or their CTO and they're like, hey, look, we're on an iPhone. Like, I feel like that's going to be a really good beginning of leads for customers with Ruby Native. So very excited about that.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I'm I'm debating raising prices before the conference,
Okay. For Ruby
but
Native.
for Ruby Native, it's only $300 a year right now,
Mhm.
which is great for like a solo founder.
Mhm.
But I just like don't know if that's my market. Like I think I
Yeah.
need to figure out if my market is other other solo developers,
Mhm.
right? Building side projects and wanting an app, or if this is like a more enterprise, quote, real thing for businesses, or
Mhm.
if that is just reserved for like my concierge 15K plus service. And I think if I raise the prices to 500, the businesses wouldn't care at all.
Right. I was just
But
thinking
I
that.
like I could probably raise that to over 1,000 and they probably
Yes.
wouldn't care at all. So like, do I lean into that, or do I continue this like, oh, actually there's a plan for solo founders for 300 a month, and that's revenue I would never have captured otherwise. Um, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
What are you seeing so far across your user base?
I'm seeing business domains sign up,
Okay.
like real
Mm.
businesses, like a lot of like housing management and property management type stuff, that look like real businesses, like they don't have pricing pages, like that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
because it's B2B only. And what I need to do now that I say this out loud is like email all of those folks and be like, hey, can I help you?
Mhm.
I have a 10 email drip sequence path. Like you only get, I think, 3 of them, but depending on where you are in the steps, and um, you get different emails based on that of like, follow up with me or whatever. But the folks that have seemed to be most engaged are the like, hey, I have like a free app that I want in the App
Yeah.
Store.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's because those folks are the ones that are doing it themselves.
Mhm.
So they are more likely to reach out and they are more likely to be like, hey, what's going on? Um, it's kind of like the vocal minority.
Mhm.
And as I said out loud, like they're the most support,
Yeah.
you know?
But I mean, m- you're really early, so you
Yes.
still don't know.
Right.
So, suggestion, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
something to think about.
Yeah.
You leave the price where it is,
Mm-hmm.
because also if you raise it to 500 and you get 5 more customers, like it's not a appreciable difference, you know?
It's true.
Right? Like it's nice, it's more money, but it's not like, $50,000 more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you could for a while still leave the price where it is until you have enough like top of funnel inbound so you have a
Yeah.
better idea of who it's resonating with the
Right.
most.
Right. Yeah, that's a really good point. It's not like I'm raising a monthly price from $2.99 to 4.99
Right. You're talking about cut two extra $200 a year,
a year. Yeah, which
which
doesn't
has
matter
a
really to anyone except the
right.
folks that are paying that. And
Exactly. Yeah. So this, because that then then you start to cut off your solo devs,
hmm
but it's not such a big difference for you that it's worth cutting them off yet. I mean,
yeah,
I know that it might be. You might decide in 6 months that, like, okay, my best customers are 100% the businesses, and I don't want to support the indie devs anymore. Um, but I don't think you know yet.
very true, very true. I also think that I can still charge like this introductory price until Android is fully baked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I'm not charging more if you want to do iOS and Android. It's like $2.99 per app, right? Like total.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I could leave it at that even just until Android is baked.
Yeah. And then
Just to
see.
say, here, this is like introductory. I think that something that I need to figure out, and it's not like, oh, I need to go and like do research. Like one of the big directional differences for Ruby Native is this the tool that I use to do consulting work?
Right.
Or
Yes.
is this the self-serve product that I wish it
Right.
was?
Right.
Because if it's the former, then the price doesn't matter.
Right.
Like if I have a customer that stays with Ruby Native for 5 years and they make the difference between like 3 grand and 5 grand is not
Yeah.
nothing over 5 years. But if like the majority of the revenue is coming from hey, I will do all the changes for you on your Rails app. I'll submit to the App Store. I'll do everything, and it happens to be built with Ruby Native, and it's like a 15K engagement. If I'm doing a bunch of those, is that the model? And then the
Right.
pricing actually doesn't matter at all because it's
Mm-hmm.
all like behind the scenes type pricing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that I think that is like the big differentiator or the big decision for Ruby Native right now. Figuring that out.
Yes, I agree.
And I don't know the answer.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Right. I think you're early enough. And as you mentioned last week, like, or 2 weeks ago, consulting is changing a lot right
Mhm.
now.
Mhm.
So I think it makes sense that it's going to take time to kind of figure out what this new business model is going to look like.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I'm with that. I have a what I thought was a cold lead for a Hotwire Native engagement from a few months ago has decided to go Ruby Native.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm doing everything I was going to build for them in a custom built, Hotwire Native app for I think it was going to be 25K
Okay.
or something, 30K. I'm going to do the same thing for them with Ruby Native, and instead of it being like a 3 month build, it's going to be a 6 week build,
Wow.
and it's only going to be 15K.
Okay.
And I don't know how much like that's a good thing or a bad thing that like the price changes that much,
Hmm.
but like the timeline accelerates and Ruby Native enables it. Um, but I have just noticed that folks are so much more price sensitive right now.
Hmm.
So much more price sensitive. Like I cannot have a real conversation with people for over 25K
Yeah.
with like the same type of
That's
potential
so,
clients that I was
yeah. I
having
don't,
like
that's
80K
so
conversations
weird.
with last year.
Yeah. The change you've seen to me, I don't know if weird is the right word. Do you think that's because they just think they can do it with it? I know we talk about this like
I
every
know.
other week, but
I
it's
know.
still
Yeah.
kind of like a mystery to me. Because if you have a, multi-million-dollar company,
Yeah.
you'd think it would be, let's do it right.
I mean, there's a chance that I'm talking to different sized clients
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I'm putting them in the same bucket. Like I'm assuming that these are all the same like type of making the same amount of revenue, having the same type of business that they're running. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're all just way smaller. And the
Yeah,
folks that are
maybe.
way bigger are just throwing, you know, tokens at stuff. And I'm not
Yeah.
even talking to them anymore. But yeah, this year has been very, very different in terms of like the price sensitivity of sending out proposals for like less than I normally would, and still being like you
And
said,
still.
this is and like fighting for them.
Yeah.
Uh, so I don't know. I don't know. I think that Ruby Native has definitely closed some gaps for me, but it's also made me really realize like those gaps are huge right now,
Hmm. Yeah.
and that's scary.
Yeah, I think about like my friends who are continuing to be independent and who are succeeding at being independent, and most of
Mhm.
them, excuse me, most of them just have like the same client, right? Which is what I have essentially
Yeah.
always done, right? I get with a client and I stay with them for a year or more.
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, you're essentially you're working 50%
right,
for one person and then, like, filling in the gaps, and
right,
yeah, I don't know, my whole, like, pitch, excludes me from that. Like, the whole
right,
point is, like, engage
right. The
with
whole
me and then
point,
don't talk to me again because I've set you up so well with, like, a
right,
project,
right.
with an app or 2. So, I was always kind of on the, like, the treadmill of I need 5 clients a year and 5 big
Right.
clients a year. Yeah, I don't know. I think that, I'm going on leave in September through the
Mhm.
end of the year for when the new baby comes, so I got 2 months to make a bunch more money, to close some revenue gaps, and then I got a lot of thinking time to figure out what I want and where the consulting world is headed. And
Yeah.
when I come back in January, is it like, I'm gonna keep trying this, I'm gonna go all in on Ruby Native, or am I gonna throw in the towel and just, like, do this full time for some company?
Yeah. Um, yeah. Well, I'm glad you're gonna have some good reflection time. And
Yeah.
the pendulum could swing back too,
Yeah, that's true. That's
right?
true.
This
The,
could have been the year where everyone was like, AI is amazing. We're gonna use tokens for everything. And then they've had to maintain it for 6 months and they're like, oh wait, this is terrible. Like I need
yeah,
this done
yeah.
right.
I know.
There
I need to
could
follow up with
definitely
every
be
single person
yeah,
in January and be like, "So how's that app you vibed?"
you vibe
And just
coded.
like,
Yeah.
see what's going on. Let me do a quick security audit there for you.
Yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
feel like it could swing back. But I think you're right. I think, and this is a theme of this podcast, right? Is like
mhm.
consulting and this stuff is changing.
Yeah.
Like what is valued in
Yes.
work is changing.
Yes. Very true. And I don't think I've figured out what folks want to hire consultants for right now.
What about your deep thoughts consulting? We haven't talked
Like
about that in a
the
while. The
like the
strategy.
advisory, the
Yeah,
strategy type stuff.
yeah, yeah.
So I've had 0 hits on this strategy.
Okay.
0. I've
Okay.
had a couple on the advisory
Okay.
where I'm kind of like in your back pocket
Mhm.
for help while
Yeah.
you build. I have 2 ongoing, like, renewed clients right now, and I'm talking with someone, and I also one completed. So that's going pretty well. It's a numbers game there though,
Yeah. You have to get a
because
lot.
I need a lot of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest, it's much easier work for me. Like,
Mhm.
I'm on the call with them, or I'm reviewing a pull request, and then I can totally shut off. Like, I'm not responsible for writing code. I'm just offering, like, "Hey, I have 15 years of experience doing this and whatever. Let me just tell you everything I know." So
Mhm.
it's way easier, but
Yeah.
it's reflected in the cost.
Yeah. Right, right, right.
So I would need 15
Yeah.
active clients for that to be my only business.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't even think there are that many that are building right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's, like, bump up the price to be and deliver more to make it more valuable, or do advertising to get more top of funnel. Like,
Mhm.
those are the things that I haven't explored, of
Yeah.
making that work, because yeah, I don't know why, actually.
I thought of that because you said, what are people paying consultants for these
Mm-hmm.
days? Which is
Mm-hmm.
a really good question. I think that is the critical question is
Yeah.
where do we come
Mm-hmm.
into an organization and provide the most value?
Yes.
Because it's no longer hard coding like it used to be.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah.
Totally. Yeah. I perfectly summarized.
Mhm.
Speaking of, I had got access. Everyone got access to Fable,
Oh, yeah,
Fable
Fable.
5,
Yeah.
a couple of days ago. I sent Fable off on the Ruby native code base
Mhm.
with a prompt that was like, "You have my limit resets in 30 minutes, so you have 30 minutes to do whatever you want to this code base. Don't change code, but write up documents that will help me make it more secure, fewer bugs, and help me market it." And I got like 12 pages of docs
Oh, wow.
from
Okay.
from Fable,
Nice.
and just like so many deep and interesting ideas to explore, but also like a lot of like real, hey, this is a security issue type thing
Yeah.
that I've already fixed and
Nice.
are like deployed and everything.
Yeah.
But it was cool to just be like, hey, let it rip, like go,
Yeah.
and get some good feedback from it. That was fun.
Nice. Yeah. I feel like we're approaching this. Oh man, I got to tell you about this one call. I totally forgot about this till right
Yeah.
now. So I had a discovery call with a potential client,
Uh-huh.
and he's working in traditional ERPs,
Okay.
which are like Workday, and I would say it wasn't Workday, but it was maybe Workday isn't even a good example. Like just like old systems, like traditional ERPs. And I didn't understand any of the words he was saying because it
Mhm.
was like he's deep in his like,
Yeah. Yeah.
his world of these archaic systems.
Right.
Anyway, he's showing me how they do their work right now, and he's
Uh-huh.
showing me these spreadsheets. And it
Uh-huh.
is like it was just fascinating to see because it was like 15 years ago, or even 10 years ago, right? Where everyone's using spreadsheets that are like color coded
Mhm.
tabs. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
I just had this moment where I was like, oh, most of people still work this way because
Yeah.
most of people are working in these big
Right.
legacy systems
Yep.
and still have color coded tabs and lines and spreadsheets and documents scattered all over
VLOOKUPs
the
and
place. And it was really interesting. It was a good kind of
yeah.
like reminder to be like,
Yeah.
okay, we are so far ahead of the curve of what most people are
Yes.
doing in their day to day jobs because most companies are large and they're bureaucratic and you have to use their systems. And it was just really interesting.
Yeah, it's a great point. Um, how do I get in touch with those folks and modernize? You know? It's like
The
how do you
problem
make
is
up
the
that
data's in the ERP. So, like, because we were
Mhm.
kind and again, this was
Yeah.
like an intro call, and I was uh, like, I, it was a lot. It was a lot to take in.
Mhm.
Um, but the fundamental problem they have is their data is locked into these systems.
Yeah.
So you can't really, they don't have APIs. Like, you can't access the data. That's the
Mhm.
problem,
Mhm.
unless you go through their system.
Right.
Um, yeah. Anyway, so we just had our first call. Like, we're probably going to talk again. I'm like trying to absorb it all, but it was interesting to see this. I'm like, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
You
What
forget
is happening?
how far ahead we are as like
Yeah.
a community in terms
Yes.
of using this and expecting everything. And like someone posted on X, like if you're still building your website for humans first instead of agents first, like you're doing it wrong. And it's like,
No, we're not.
you're just like so out of touch with like what's
Yeah.
actually happening in the
Like,
world. But like even that someone thought that could possibly be close to true right now
yeah.
is like, do you realize the bubble that we're in? Like
Yes.
this like
Yes.
tech bubble, especially with AI. Oh man, it makes me laugh and it also makes me cry a little bit.
Right? Yeah, it was super interesting. I was just like,
Mm.
okay, yeah.
Well, good luck with
Oh,
that. That sounds like it could be a very interesting engagement.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Um, but what made me think of that? What were we talking about?
Fable 5
Fable.
audits.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things I have noticed this pattern that seems to be
Uh-huh.
happening amongst teams
Uh-huh.
is people are communicating in Claude documents.
Uh-huh.
So will work with a team and someone will ask Claude to write a document about something.
Uh-huh.
And then that document will get shared with the other members of the team. Then the other members of the team are asking Claude to read their Claude, right?
Uh-huh.
The other, like, this is such an interesting problem that I don't know how
Yeah.
to solve yet. I don't have to solve it
Mhm.
yet. So I am building something or like I can give you an example. Like we are, well, actually, I don't want to give you an example because I don't know if I should. But anyway, working on something. And
Uh-huh.
then I'm like, oh, Claude, write me a document to take this technical information and share it with, the sales team. And
Yeah.
then you give it to the sales team, and the sales team also has Claude. So they are then
Summarize this.
dumping the document into Claude
Yeah.
and asking Claude to summarize the document.
Uh-huh.
It is, and
Uh-huh.
I'm seeing this pattern over and over, and I'm like, it is really interesting because it feels like we're like outsourcing some of the most important stuff.
Thinking.
Yeah. It feels like we're outsourcing the thinking.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting problem that I'm attempting to solve at this moment, but it does feel like some of this thinking is being outsourced. Like, Claude, what do you think about this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, people will also respond to each other by saying like, "Oh, well, Claude said this about your thing."
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
I think we all were so quick to adopt
Yeah.
that like there's an appropriate time and place to pull back and remember to think.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I think that Claude summarizing documents has its place. Like I got a 15-page legal document the other day and was like, I
Hmm.
don't understand this. Can you just tell me if there are any red flags or if I should talk to a lawyer?
Right.
And Claude was like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense. And like, you should talk to a lawyer about this. And I was like, cool. That gives me at least like a start.
Yep.
Um, but the generating docs to then be summarized by a different agent, it's like, you realize that we're just essentially smashing this through a sieve.
Yeah. No,
like
that's literally what's happening. That's my point. That's
and
exactly what's
making
happening.
everything generalized because that's
Yeah.
how an AI wants to talk. Yeah, I've noticed this a lot with open source. Like I maintain a couple open source libraries and they are super low traffic compared to other stuff. But the issues that are posted now or the pull requests that are posted now, the amount of text that is in
Yeah.
the PR description
Way too much.
is ridiculous. Like
Yes.
I just had a review one today that it was I think a five line addition, 2-line subtraction, right? So
Yeah.
7 lines
7
total.
lines. Yeah.
And I read through I had to click the read more and scroll down on the page to read what was written about the changes. And at the end of it, I still didn't know the problem that it was solving.
Yes. That sounds
Like
right.
it was
Yep.
like
Like,
in this
still, what is
scenario,
this?
introduced at
Yes.
this pull request, it does this
Yes.
thing, and it was like a chart of the before and the after,
You're like,
and I was like,
this says no
I
information.
responded, and I was like, what actual bug is this supposed to fix? Because I don't understand what's going on. And this
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh, some drive-by pull request. This was from one of the other maintainers
Mm.
of the library.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I'm still, and like, yeah, I get it. Like they could have been super deep in the problem and never thought to come up for air. And like, but it was just it was so much like more isn't better.
Yep.
And a human still should and has to read this, write it
Yep.
for a human, not for an AI to yeah.
Yeah.
I get frustrated with that stuff.
No, totally. And this is something like I said, I've been really attuned looking at how teams use AI because now
Yeah.
Claude can connect to your Google Drive and your Linear and your GitHub, and
I'll
obviously
just do
your
it all
code
for you.
base. So it can respond to the Linear issue. It can respond. It can write the entire PR.
Yep.
It can
Yep.
spin up a Google Doc. So now you have too
Mm-hmm.
much text, like just too much text, like too
Oh my
much
God.
information.
Yeah.
And another human is supposed to be absorbing that information, but now you've quadrupled at least the
Yeah.
amount of, context the human has to
Human
take in,
context.
which
Yeah.
I think then leads to the human not taking that context in at all. And the human
Mm-hmm.
hooks up their Claude and
Yeah.
pulls all that in and has their Claude summarize it. Like you said, it's
Yeah.
like you're just
Totally.
going through a sieve. Like, it, I don't know. I think I have some ideas of things to implement to see how to like help fix the problem. But
Mm-hmm.
that is an interesting thing I think that I am seeing.
The docs that I had Claude create, Fable,
Mhm.
maintenance and security audit, 111 findings. And I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm trying to look at the last one on this list, like the most minor, and it was something just totally absurd.
Yeah.
Like someone owns Ruby native. What was it? Like someone owns this super long domain that has the word Ruby native in it.
Yeah. And you're like,
You should file a complaint. It's
yeah. You're like,
like
no.
something, I was like, what? No, that's not
Yeah.
relevant. There's like how far off the edge did Claude go? I know that someone is working. Kieran over at Every
Mhm.
is working on like a deep. I think it's like called like a deep reading app. I forget exactly
Okay.
how he's proposing it, but it's like go into this to do your thinking work. Yes, it's AI
Mm.
assisted, but it's not like an AI is generating this thing. It's like you are reading a document because you need to do the deep thinking around what this document actually says. Uh,
Yeah.
if I can find it, I'll send it over to you. But I think it's called like deep thinking.
Okay.
It's just like feels very similar to like what a solution could be for this. But what the solution is probably not tech related. It's probably human behavior.
Right.
And I think that we are going to swing the pendulum way further in this direction before we come back.
I do too. I do too. I think that's true. I do think that's true.
On that note,
I
got some tokens to burn.
All right. Well, best of luck.
Yeah. We'll see you everyone next week. I'm out. I'll be at RubyConf, unless we do some super exciting emergency podcast. We'll be back in 2 weeks. NoPermission.fm with the show notes, our email addresses. Colleen, have a good one.
You too.
Talk
Bye,
soon.
everyone.